Om Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam free online classes in a very interesting chapter of daily application. It is about pollution of air and water. Air and water are very essential, right? For our living, we breathe oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. And also water is very essential for all our activities, is it not? So, about this we have studied what is called as air pollution. Due to so many reasons, air gets polluted, correct? When air moves from one place to another, how does it move? Yeah, come on. From a higher pressure to lower pressure. So, when it moves from one place to another place, it will be contaminated, it will be mixed with the dust particles and leaves, dry leaves, correct? And some of the smoke of the factories, smoke of the vehicles, is it not? And burning of fuels, all these will add to air pollution. And the substances that pollute this air or water are called pollutants. For example, you can say carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, all these are called pollutants. Even CFC, what is CFC? Chlorofluorocarbons, is it not? Burning of plastics, all these things will pollute the air. Similarly, water is also polluted. How? Say they wash the animals in water, wash the vessels, clothes, is it not? And all this will add what are called as toxic elements that will pollute water. Even sewage water will be added to the rivers, lakes and so on, is it not? And this is how pollution takes place of water. And major pollutants in air will be carbon monoxide. What is the formula? There are two oxides of carbon. One is called carbon dioxide. This is carbon monoxide, CO. Mono means one. Carbon has two oxides, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Carbon monoxide is poisonous. Nitrogen oxides. When you say nitrogen oxide, there are 5 oxides. For example, the first one is called nitrous oxide, also called as laughing gas, N2O. Second is nitric oxide, called N2O2 or NO. Third one is nitrogen trioxide, N2O3. Fourth one is N2O4 or NO2. And lastly, you have N2O5, nitrogen pentoxide. Of course, you are going to study that in detail in future, but be knowing it. There are 5 oxides of nitrogen, out of which we are referring to what is called as nitrogen oxide or also called as nitrogen peroxide. Okay? And sulfur dioxide. How sulfur dioxide produced? Especially in factories, the exhaust gases will invariably contain sulfur dioxide. When sulfur is burnt in air or oxygen, it forms sulfur dioxide. Okay? So, these are called pollutants in air. Okay? And also you have studied that chlorofluorocarbons, shortly called as CFC. Where do you find CFC? Yes, refrigerators, correct? Air coolers, etc. Even burning of plastics also, and some substances like that will produce chlorofluorocarbons. What does it do? It damages the ozone layer. What is ozone? Ozone is a allotropic form of oxygen. Correct? Actually, whether ozone is helpful or not, it is helpful. Correct? So, ozone is very helpful. It protects the ultraviolet rays, infrared rays and so on coming from sun. That is how the people on earth are safe and secure. And nowadays there is a hole formed in this ozone layer leading to certain diseases like cancer, AIDS, skin diseases and so on. So, these chlorofluorocarbons damage this ozone layer. That is how the holes are formed. Okay. So, these are the things we have already studied in the previous class. Now, let us see the home assignment. The first question in home assignment is, what is air pollution? At an individual level, how can you help reduce air pollution? What is air pollution? Of course, in your language differs. It has got some other meaning, right? Here we refer to contamination of air by impurities that may have harmful impact on living organisms and non-living compounds. So, there will be some substances like, for example, smoke, then gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen peroxide and so on. So, that will add impurities to the atmosphere, and that is what is called as air pollution. So, it disturbs the living organisms, means breathing become difficult. It leads to some diseases like asthma, is it not, wheezing and so on, and non-living compounds also. For example, Taj Mahal. What is Taj Mahal? It is a world famous monument, correct? So, that is affected by the air pollution, that is impurities found in the factories nearby pollute the atmosphere near Taj Mahal, and hence the beauty is affected. So, at an individual level, how can you reduce it? Come on, can you just think? How can you reduce the air pollution? Come on. First one, avoiding the use of cars as much as possible, using public transport whenever possible. Of course, villages there is no problem. They don't use car also. Best is bicycle, pollution free, cheap and best. How many know bicycle riding? All? Okay, good. But if you use scooters, bikes, cars, etc., etc., it produces smoke, it produces pollutants. So, what you have to do? The solution is better to use public transport. That is how the school buses have come. You might have seen in the cities and towns, there will be, every school will have some buses. It is called public transport system. Of course, they will charge for that. Instead of coming in the two-wheelers, four-wheelers, etc., they use this public transport system, which will avoid or reduce the air pollution. Secondly, by using clean fuels such as LPG, CNG instead of diesel and petrol. What is LPG? LPG is liquid petroleum gas. Liquid petroleum gas. Every house has, nowadays almost every house will have a LPG gas cylinder, correct? It is contained or stored in a strong cylinders, and it should be airtight also. You must be very careful using LPG, because sometimes when you just keep open and go out, when you come there the whole atmosphere will be filled with gas. But nowadays they add some chemicals just to make the smell of it. It is called ethyl mercaptan. Okay, in the earlier days there were no chemical added, so the whole house will be filled with gas. Suppose you on the lighter or matchbox, stick the matchbox, suddenly it catches fire. Dangerous. Even CNG. What is CNG? Compressed natural gas. Compressed. Do you know where it is used? It is used in Delhi. Why? Because the pollution is more. Compressed natural gas. Compressed means more pressure. So this LPG and CNG is used in vehicles instead of diesel and petrol, because diesel and petrol will emit more smoke. That is how the Delhi has become one of the most polluted city, because number of vehicles are so more because of the use of diesel and petrol. That's why nowadays they have replaced it by CNG. Okay, always disposing the garbage properly and do not burn it. So the garbage, the waste, what we call in the houses, should be burnt, is it not? So it should be disposed properly, and of course burning of that will produce smoke. Then what you have to do? You have to make pits. On the pit you have to put it and then close it. Then becomes a very good fertilizer. So controlling the emissions from vehicles and household chimneys. So in vehicles, the smoke that is coming out had to be reduced. And also in household chimneys, there will be chimneys in every house. Okay, suppose you use LPG, the issue is not there. It won't give smoke at all. But suppose you use some firewood or other gases, it may give smoke. So these are some of the ways in which individually you can save. You can save the, or you can save the air, you can say, save the pollution of air. Okay. And now second question. State the difference between pure air and polluted air. Nowadays pure air had to be searched. Of course in villages it is there. That's why villagers are very healthy and happy. They live for long years because they get pure air. So what is pure air? It is free from harmful gases. Harmful means what? Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen peroxide, etc. are called harmful gases, which can be poisonous in nature. Pure air has a balanced quantity of all its constituent gases. Can I name what are the gases present in the atmosphere? Come on. Highest is nitrogen, then comes oxygen, then carbon dioxide, hydrogen, methane, and so on. So it's a balanced quantity will be there in the case of pure air. It is free from other germs. So germs free, and this type of air is good for breathing. Okay. So instead of that, suppose you have polluted air. That's what you find in cities and towns. Why it happens there? There are a lot of vehicles. What do the vehicles do? They give out lot of smoke, correct? So polluted air has poisonous gases and other suspended particles but to suspend impurities like dust and smoke. It is unfit for consumption. So, but it is inevitable. In cities and towns, that smoke is inevitable. So what you must do then? You must have seen there will be filters, what is called as nose filters. So these filters will allow only fresh air inside. Okay, that is the answer for the second question. Coming to third question, what are chlorofluorocarbons? Mention their uses. Chlorofluorocarbons, shortly called as CFCs, are the pollutants that damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. So that is a disadvantage. Already it is happening. But there are some advantages also. CFCs are used in refrigerators. Have you seen fridge? Fridge means a short form of refrigerator. Air conditioners and aerosol sprays. For a smell, good smell of the house, what they do? They give a spray that is called aerosol spray. So it contains chlorofluorocarbon. Okay, na? Then fourth question, what do you mean by smog? What are the effects of smog on the atmosphere? The word smog itself says smoke plus gas. A thick layer in the atmosphere during winter, which is made up of smoke and fog. Winter time, suppose you open the mouth, some kind of fog you see there. When you talk to each other, you find some fog. And it so happens that you are not able to meet each other. You can't see it. So thick it will be. So if this fog is mixed with smoke, then it is called as smog. What do? They cause breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough, wheezing, etc. Wheezing means coming while breathing, some sound is coming. And asthma means again a difficulty in the breathing. So these troubles, of course, cough also will not go so easily. It will take about a week or so. That is all due to the bad atmosphere. Okay, these are the home assignment. Coming to today's topic about Taj Mahal, greenhouse effect, and lastly global warming. Okay, are you ready? Come on, take a book, pen, get ready. Come on, give one smile now. Of course, you may see me, but I cannot see you, but still you can smile and be happy. Okay, make others happy. Have you heard about Taj Mahal? You heard? So this is a beautiful building of Taj Mahal. The background it is. So it's the most famous building of Taj Mahal located in Agra. Do you know where Agra is? Agra is in the banks of Yamuna river, correct? Near Delhi. It is being polluted by air pollutants which discolor the white marble. So the white marble color is being dismantled. Especially there are so many factories near it. One of the industries located around Agra, like Mathura oil refinery, one of the factories that give out as responsible for producing pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, both of which causes acid rain. It's a new word. What is acid rain? You heard about rain, correct? Rainy season you have enjoyed when the rain comes, especially first rains, correct? So this is what is called acid rain. What is that acid rain? It corrodes the marble of the monument, resulting in the phenomenon called as marble cancer. Okay, so this acid rain is produced when sulfur dioxide, gases like sulfur dioxide dissolve in water, sulfur dioxide dissolve in water forms acid like sulfurous acid. Sulfurous acid. And similarly nitrogen peroxide, NO2, actually it is N2O4, but when you cut that to, you get NO2. When it dissolves in water, it forms nitric acid. These acids are harmful for plants also, animals also, and human beings also. So it falls in the form of rain. So these acids, when they fall in the form of rain, it will affect not only human beings, living beings, but also monuments like that of Taj Mahal and big buildings. So it's also called as marble cancer. Means slowly it grows, it spoils slowly. So suspended particulate matter such as the soot particles emitted by the Mathura oil refinery has contributed to the yellowing of the marble. Do you know what marble stands for? The chemical name of the marble is calcium carbonate. And this calcium carbonate by mixing with the water forms yellowing color. That is called as pollution. So it is due to air pollution it happens, and the beautiful building of Taj Mahal changes slowly into yellow color. Okay. So that is one dangers of this air pollution. Okay. Now one more thing you must note. Supreme Court has ordered industries to switch cleaner fuels like CNG, compressed natural gas, and LPG, light petroleum gas. So all industries are instructed not to use petrol, diesel, etc. for the factories. Instead of that, they have to use CNG and LPG. The automobiles in the Taj area have been instructed to use unleaded petrol. What is unleaded means what? What is lead? Lead is nothing but a metal. The formula Pb, plumbum. So unleaded means without lead. So that petrol is used in the automobiles. Okay. That is the order of Supreme Court. Okay. Now let us see an interesting thing here called as greenhouse effect. Some sunlight that hits the earth is reflected back into space while the rest becomes heat. So this is sunlight, this is the earth. Why earth looks blue in color? Come on. Yeah, it is due to sea water, river water. Water bodies are more in water, earth, about 75%. So here, that's why it is blue in color. So sunlight will fall on the earth's surface. It is reflected back into space in the form of heat. So this is due to the greenhouse gases, namely absorb and reflect heat radiated by earth, preventing it from escape into space. What is greenhouse gases means what? Nothing but carbon dioxide. Correct? So the sun's rays warm the earth's surface. A part of the radiation that falls on the earth is absorbed by it and a part is reflected back into space. A part of the reflected radiation is trapped by the atmosphere. Okay? These trapped radiations further warm the earth. So, because of formation of carbon dioxide, more, that heats the earth's surface. So, what is the solution? Solution is growing more and more trees. If you grow more trees, that will absorb carbon dioxide. So, when the carbon dioxide content is less in the atmosphere, the heating will be also reduced. Okay, that is why it is called greenhouse effect. Why it is not blue house, or red house, or white house? It's called greenhouse because growing up plants. Here, what do the plants do? They use oxygen also for breathing. They use carbon dioxide also for preparing food. Okay? The trapping of radiations by the earth atmosphere is called greenhouse effect. So, this is sun's rays. There are 4 rays of sun, 4 type of rays. One is called gamma rays, and it is called infrared or heat rays. Third one is, ultraviolet rays. Then white light. So, these are the 4 rays coming from sun. So, when it falls on the earth's surface, it is reflected back due to the carbon dioxide. So, there will be in water vapor, you have water vapor, methane, carbon dioxide, etc. So, the sun rays will fall on the earth's surface and radiation is trapped. What is trapped means what? Caught. Just like a catch in kabaddi. When a kabaddi player goes to the next team, what happens? Others will come and chase him, surround him, and if the rider is weak, all will trap him. He will not be allowed to go inside. That is called trapping. Here also, radiation is trapped by the earth atmosphere. That is called as greenhouse effect. Without this process, life would not have been possible on earth. So, now because excess of carbon dioxide threatens life, because it affects the vegetation. Excess of carbon dioxide in the air is one of the gases responsible for this effect. Okay, that is why it is called as greenhouse gas. So, greenhouse gas and effect is called greenhouse effect. Okay. Now, similar is another interesting phenomenon that takes place on the Earth's globe, that is called as global warming. And don't think that it happens only in Earth. In other planets also it will happen. For example, Venus, there is excess of this. That is why the whole globe temperature is very high in Venus. So, global warming is another similar type of effect on the earth. So, this is the sun. So, increasing levels of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide are leading to global warming. So, this is a greenhouse gas. What is the name of the gas? Carbon dioxide. What does it do? Light energy absorbed by earth. So, this is the light that is coming out. Heat energy radiated by greenhouse gases. So, these heat energy is released from the earth's surface and reflected from the cloud cover. So, there will be clouds in between. So, when the clouds, when the radiations hit the cloud, they will be reflected back. And some, are reflected upon the Earth's surface. So, that is due to the carbon dioxide, which acts like a layer. So, that is why it is called greenhouse. You might have seen some nurseries and that will be having a green cover. Have you seen it? The small plants are grown there with proper, you have to put proper water for that, and it will made to grow in that area. The whole area is covered with greenhouse or green covering. So, gases like methane, nitrous oxide and water vapor also contribute to this effect. What is methane? Methane is also one gas with formula CH4. Nitrous oxide, the first oxide of nitrogen and oxygen, that formula is N2O. And water vapor, they also contribute for this effect, that is global warming. Why it is called so? The temperature of the earth, increases. Now this year actually it is supposed that the temperature will rise by 2 degrees Celsius. Then what happens? When the earth's temperature is increased, of course human beings also will be affected. More than that, there are dangers also. Can you predict what are the dangers? One of the dangers is, come on, the ice that is there in the Arctic and Antarctic regions, they will melt. Is it not? Ice will be melted. And then what else? So, for example, in Himalayas, if the ice melts, what happens? The level of Ganges, Yamuna and all that, rivers, Brahmaputra and all, suddenly raises. It causes floods. If floods are caused, many houses will be washed and many lands will be covered with water. And so many dangers take place. Correct? So, like carbon dioxide, they are also called as greenhouse gases. Okay? Now, coming to home assignments. Explain circumstances leading to acid rain. How does acid rain affect us? Second question. Describe the threat to the beauty of Taj Mahal. Now let us see what Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai says. When you love God, it is but natural that you love everyone. Love all, serve all, what he say. You will have a tendency to serve others when you have love in the heart. Because God loves everyone. Okay? Love without service is incomplete and ineffective. Simple love is not sufficient. It should be shown in the form of service. Okay? Other than that, if the service is not there, it is incomplete and useless. So, love should be followed by service. For example, mother, she shows love also. She does lot of service for the child and for the home, correct? So, that is what Sadhguru says. Come prepared for the home assignments. Thank you.